Hello, my name is Elham. I'm senior software developer at OpenTable. Before joining OpenTable, I was a software consultant at ThoughtWorks. ThoughtWorks is a software consultancy, and they are very big at agile development. I worked with them for 4.5 years in different countries and various companies. I joined OpenTable in December. First day, I received very warm welcoming, a cupcake and a card. There was two teams, Team A and Team B. Team A was smaller, lots of application to maintain. Team B was bigger, less application to maintain. They were literally sitting at the same location, left-hand side and right-hand side. There was a table between these two teams. I'm going to talk about that table more. So today, I'm going to talk about my journey in past 4 months in OpenTable and about our team. My observation about these two teams. Team was getting along, but they were pretty much working as an individual. There was no collaboration or communication. A stand-up was lacking energy and focus. Few of them was checking their phone. Few of them were late to stand up. So basically, I feel like this is like useful. This is not useful meeting. There was siloing, especially around Team A. There was lots of application to maintain, many different technologies. So people were not willing to jump in and try new services. And having lots of application was kind of contributing to this siloing at the same time. We had a sprint, we were following agile practices, but there was no feeling of we need to finish the sprint. They were doing lots of tasks, getting it done, but because we were not finishing the sprint, we didn't feel we are achieving our goals. There were various patterns libraries for doing the same task. I have a Java background, so I was pretty new to the JavaScript world. For me, finding a pattern and correct library was really important. But I couldn't follow a pattern because, for example, we were using Gulp and Grunt, NPM and Yarn at the same time, and Webpack and Browsify. So it was really hard for me to know, okay, which one we are going to use. There was lack of documentation, from onboarding documentation, from README file, or even Swagger documentation. Imagine joining a team in December, everybody is on holiday, and there is no documentation or not a proper documentation. That was like making onboarding really hard. In my first week joining OpenTable, I realized that we have great skiers in Team A and Team B. We all have a season pass, but we are not going skiing together. So I suggested, how about we go to Tahoe together? We went to Tahoe. We spent a weekend in Tahoe. It was a great opportunity for me to know my teammate more. We did lots of things. We did skiing, cooking. We played cards. If you have played that card, you know that you're not going to play that card with your colleagues in first month. But it was amazing. We even had to deploy in Tahoe. One day we had to ski, go on the top of the mountain, carry our laptops, and deploy and work there. I didn't do anything. It was my first or second week. One of my colleagues at the back did all of the job. So, like seeing all of these patterns and getting to know my team more, I couldn't help but see the same pattern and area of improvement that I would see as a consultant. It was a difficult situation, but because I wasn't here as a consultant and I didn't want to insult my colleagues or offend them, when you go as a consultant in the company, they are ready for changes and they are expecting you to bring changes or suggest things. So I talked with my tech lead and shared my idea, and we decided to do a series of norming sessions here. I believe in order to have a high-performance team, we need to have a right combination for mindset, following principles and practices, and knowing the stack. Solution. So I'm going to talk about what we did here. As I mentioned before, we had two teams, Team A and B. I was part of the yellow team. And we wanted to merge these two teams in January. So when you want to merge two teams together, several scenarios can happen. First, you merge these two teams, but they are not really a team. They function and work separately. And they follow the same pattern, and they are not collaborating. This is not ideal. We didn't want that to happen. Another scenario would be one team is louder, more opinionated. So they are going to kind of cannibalize the other team. They wouldn't let them to talk. They wouldn't let them to express their opinion. This is not ideal. We didn't want that to happen. Another one is you just merge these two teams, shake it together, create new blob. This is ambitious, but this was what we wanted to happen. So we did 2 days offsite. At the first day of joining these two teams, we went at the basement. We were not here. So we did a couple of sessions. I'm not going to talk about all of them. I'm going to mention just a few of them. So first day, we were focusing more on humanizing the team, getting to know each other, knowing our strength or weakness, and how we can work as a team. Second day was more technical. So for example, we did, first session we did was 2 truths, a lie. So everybody shares 2 truths, a lie about themselves, and other people should like guess which one is the truth, which one is a lie. That was the energizer, and also giving everybody a chance to talk. So you can share with whatever you feel comfortable about it, but you had to talk. The second one was marketplace of skills. That was my favorite. So basically, everybody had to create a poster about themselves. So you're going to share your name, basic information about yourself. And the second part is you're going to share what motivates you every day. For example, for me, fixing, learning, having fun motivates me. What relevant skill you are bringing to team. So everybody had a list of relevant skills they can offer. Another one is what additional skill you have, which is not relevant to the tech, but you can bring to the team. Another one is what you want to learn, what additional skill you want to learn. So the good thing was every of us was presenting this poster. So you need, you get to know your teammates, you know their strength, you know their weakness. And for example, if I want to learn something, my teammate would put a sticky note on it that I'm going to teach you how to do that. Or if I have a skill, my teammate want to learn, they put a sticky on my poster, please help me to learn that. So for example, you can see in my note was public speaking. And this is my first public speaking, and my teammate helped me to be here. Second day, we have done mob programming. Have you done mob programming? Cool. Pair programming? Yeah. So it's a lot harder than pair programming. So the idea is you gather the whole team in the same place at the same time, and we work on the same code base. So it's like driving a car. You have a driver and you have a navigator. The driver tells the navigator what to do, and driver will insert the code in the computer. So we decided to refactor a piece of Team B code. Basically, it was a very simple task, just extract the logic and put it one level higher. There was a couple of problems. First, Team A didn't know anything about code base of Team B. team were not using the same tooling. So the driver had a problem working with the computer. Third was, we were using several different libraries for the same task. So everybody was arguing, this is better, that one is better, so it was very slow. And another thing came up, somebody suggested, how about we do TDD? And that made it worse, because we couldn't write a simple test for it. So for us, the mob programming was something like this. Driver was sweating. Navigator was angry because the driver couldn't understand anything, and everybody was puzzled. And the guy at the back was facilitator or tech lead, was angry and frustrated about all of us. We couldn't finish the code, but it was a great indicator that basically we are lacking communication and collaboration. If you haven't done that practice mob programming, I highly recommend it to do that. Another exercise which we have done was team agreement. Team agreement is basically a guideline for the team that they're going to say, okay, we are going to work under these guidelines together. We had 10 minutes to come up with suggestions, and we said, okay, we are going to choose 10. We came up with 50 suggestions. And you can imagine 50 is a lot because everybody was having their own ideas. We were not at the same page. So we choose 10 of them, and there are our agreements. One of them is be on time. As I mentioned, we were not on time. We were missing the stand-ups. So we say, okay, from now on, we are going to be on time, but our on time is different. If you are 3 minutes late, it's okay, but we are going to finish on time. So this is our definition of being on time. Limit work in progress. So in a sprint, we were not finishing the sprint. One of the problems was we were pulling a lot into the development and QA. So everything was in the middle when we were finishing the sprint. So we said, okay, by limiting work in progress, we are going to just move the card down, and then when we are done, we can pick up a new thing. Value simplicity. We were over-architecting many things. So we say, okay, from now on, if you see that pattern, if we see something which is over-architecting, we are going to get rid of it. For example, NGDI, I'm not sure if you have used it, it's dependency injection. We had it, we removed it. Text show and tell, I'm going to talk more about it, but basically that norming session is text show and tell, which we do every week. Have fun. So we try to be more proactive about having fun. That table between Team A and Team B, we started to playing puzzles and game on it. It was fun. It was basically becoming a hub for collaboration and communication. We lost that table. I'm hoping we get it back. So I'm using here to get it back. So ask for help. After doing all of the sessions on first day, we kind of know each other. We know our strength. We know our weakness. So everybody knew that I'm new to the JavaScript world. So if I ask questions, no judgment. So we know that it's OK to ask questions. All collaboration is a lot better right now. Be consistent, similar coding as standard. So we are doing different things for that one. If there are already some patterns in the code that we are not happy about it, or they are like using 2 different libraries, we flag it, we talk it in text show and tell. Or if something new, which we are not sure that what library we are going to use, we use a spike. For example, we did a spike about Formic or React Form. Pull request should be small and include tests. So we had a pull request before merging these 2 teams that was touching 50 files. It was really hard to even approve it or review it. So this is our goal, and we said, okay, we are not going to have that pull request anymore, and we should write tests. My first week here, I was changing a code. Nobody was around. So I said, OK, I'm going to run tests, and hopefully something will fail. Nothing failed. I committed the method. Run the test, nothing failed. So I was like freaking out. But from now on, we know if we have pull request, there is no test, it's not going to get approved. So we have to write tests. Involve the team at earliest stage. So one of the reasons that our card was stuck in the sprint before finishing the sprint was you finish the development, you want to hand over to QA, QA doesn't have any context about it. Or by the time you finish the development, you realize that the requirement was missing. So we are involving QA, product owner, and the whole team at as early a stage. So we make sure that we are not missing requirement and we can move the card faster. So all of the interesting part is all of these agreements are touching different parts of the high-performance team. For example, being on time is part of the mindset. Having fun is a mindset. We are taking care of principle on value simplicity or writing test. We are taking care of practice by saying, OK, we are going to limit work in progress, or pull request should be a small. And also, we are not focusing too much on learn stack, but take show and tell and, for example, value simplicity can cover that part. Take show and tell. So basically, take show and tell is a place for us every Wednesday to share different things, talk about different things. First week, we have done TDD, very simple thing, just going through the code and showing what is right, what is wrong. For example, we bring down Docker, and unit test was failing. So showing all of this and talking about it, bring the whole team at the same place. We have done another session on React and Redux. We are focusing on numbers and metrics. So we have done one take and show tell about performance tests and Gatling. We have done Formic. And last week, I believe we have done one about side speed IO. The result. So at the end of every sprint, we do retro. I'm sure most of the people are familiar with retro, but basically in retro, we go through the sprint and talk about what we have done well, what we haven't done well, and come up with the action item to improve our teamwork. We have done a wish list retro to see what we have done over joining these two teams. So there was 3 columns. First column was what was your wishes before joining these two teams? So basically, what was missing before we joining these two teams, and which one came true? Like, which one is like the problem you had and now you don't have? And the third column was, OK, what do you want in future? What is your goal for future? So it was really interesting to see that team felt there was no clear goals before merging these two teams. There was lack of quality in the team. They felt they are not part of the team. There was no teamwork. And there were silos within the team. Now, how the team feels right now, they feel there are less silos. They are happy with the technology. They are super happy with the teamwork. And they are happy that we are doing pair programming and collaborating more. They are happy about we have less meetings. So what we did was we put all of the meeting on Wednesday every other week, so free up the rest of the sprint. So nobody looking forward for Wednesday, but at least the other days are good. So for future, so seeing the trend is very interesting because right now the team is very motivated, very ambitious. So they put the card to like they want to influence the whole company. They want to have a voice outside the team. So that was really interesting to see. And you can see there is a huge bucket about things they want to change about the technology. And we are going through it. And there was one interesting card that they want to be an example team within the open table. This is very ambitious, but somebody put it in. If you go back to the high-performance team pie chart, you can see that we focus more on the mindset, following practice and principle so far. And that was intentional because we believe, and I believe, that if you fix these three, you can fix a stack. If we haven't focused on the mindset, principle, and practice, we wouldn't be where we are right now, and we couldn't fix the stack. What is next? So I'm going to show you we have done a lot of things. We went to bowling. That's our table. We lost it. We will hopefully get it back. So we have done lots of innovation on lots of things, but this is a working in progress. We went to skiing. OpenTable did not sponsor us, but hopefully next year we will expand it to the whole company and they will sponsor us. So this is a work in progress. The team is ambitious and motivated right now, but we are checking again and again to see what is working, what is not working. And if something is not working, we're going to change it. Our next goal is just focusing on technology. Thank you, if it goes. Thanks.